Lucy is a 21-year-old single mother. Her daughter, Ashlyn, is 2 years old, and they live with Lucy's grandmother and 16-year-old sister. Lucy's grandmother pays for housing and utilities. Lucy works full-time and pays for everything else that she and Ashlyn need.
I work at Burger King as an assistant manager. I've had this position for about a year now, and I make about $26,000 a year. I actually hate my job, but it does pay the bills.
Lucy has health insurance through her job, but an injury last year presented some challenges.
Last February, I broke my leg. I was coming down the stairs carrying my daughter, and there were some toy blocks on the stairs, and I was wearing my friend's shoes, and they were slightly too big, and I just stepped right on a block and snapped the tip of my leg bone. It was awful. My doctor put me on light duty at work, but then my boss said there's really no such thing as light duty, so I worked full-time while I recovered. I did take about 2 weeks off at first, but that used up all my vacation time. God, I was so upset because I had actually had planned a vacation for that summer. My health insurance did help pay for part of the medical bills, but the bills just started rolling in like one every other day.
Lucy spoke about how her fluctuating work schedule affects her life.
My work schedule's just been really crazy. Like, I'll go to work at 4:30 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon one day, and then the next day I'll work 3 in the afternoon until 1 in the morning. I try and spend as much time with Ashlyn as possible, but if I'm home during nap time or if I'm home and I don't have to get up so early, then I can exercise after she goes to bed. But, that's just not happening so much anymore. Honestly, I work all the time. I'm either working the whole first half of the day or the whole second half of the day. When I was working the first half of the day, it worked perfectly because I would go to work at 4:30 in the morning. And Ashlyn doesn't wake up until like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. So the first 3 hours of my shift is done, and then she takes a 2-hour nap. So, that covers 50% of my shift, and she doesn't even have to worry about where mom is because she's sleeping. So that was nice. I'd be home by 2 or 3 o'clock, and I could just feed her dinner, I'd put her to bed, and then we'd have time to go on a walk. It was perfect to do everything in the evening like that. But now that my schedule's so mixed up, it's just a lot different because if I go to work, say at like 3, I don't get home until 1:30 in the morning. And then she wakes up at 7:30 or 8, so that's not very much sleep for somebody who just worked 10 hours. So when she goes to bed, I just want to take a nap. It's a lot different working nights than it is working days. My schedule is it's not easy like at all. I just need something that's more set. I don't care if I have to be there at 4:30 in the morning, but I need a set schedule. I'm actively looking for a new job and hoping that I can find something with a similar pay range, so we'll see how that goes. But for the moment, I just do what I can. I sleep when I can, and I try not to let my lack of sleep affect my lack of patience. I rely a lot on my family than I did before, actually, and I feel less, I shouldn't say less of a parent, but I don't know that I feel like I'm doing as good of a job as I was before because I don't have the time, and I should never have to say that. I know it's for work and not for fun, so that helps a little.
Lucy's family helps her with childcare.
I don't pay for childcare. I'm very blessed with that, which is funny because when I told my grandma I was pregnant, she said, "Don't expect me to babysit." And now it's, "You can't take her anywhere else." I offered to get daycare because I want her to have interaction with other kids and that, but she only has that on days when we see people at the park or like when she goes to Sunday school, but that's really the only time she has any interaction. But my grandma's like, "Well, if you introduce her to other kids, the likelihood of her getting sick goes up, and then there's the germs and everything," and so now I'm just not allowed to take her anywhere else. That's another big reason why we still actually live here, because she does help like a lot.